SDP, the Steve Dangle Podcast, with your hosts, Steve Dangle, Adam Wilde, and Jesse Blake.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the Steve Dangle Podcast is back in Kingston! Baby, it's so good to be here. It's so good to be here. Shout out to Caesar Company and all the staff that were working really, really hard here tonight. Let's give them a quick round of applause.
Woo! Tip them well.
Yes,
tip them well.
Tip them well. So how is everybody? How are we doing?
Yeah?
Feeling good? Okay.
Front's won.
Yeah? Yeah. That's right. Now, we're going to be joined by a very special guest in a couple of minutes here. But first, Steve, Jesse. Steve was an hour late today.
It was closer to 40 minutes.
That is so many minutes. So, Steve, do you want to tell everybody, because it has to do with you and driving?
Yeah. Yesterday I had a book signing. I wrote a book, and it's really good. It was in Ottawa, and I stayed at a buddy's place in Kempville. Kempville, home of a junior A team. I forget what it's called. The 73s. Woo! And my friend had
There you go.
really good bacon and an adorable baby, so I left late. That was it.
Yeah.
I left late. Is what it is.
So, Jesse, when we got the
happens.
text that Steve was going to be late,
Nobody was surprised.
not a single person
No,
was
we're like,
surprised.
oh, we got the text we were all expecting. Yeah, that's how it went.
Now, I got to ask you, because I've made a real effort to show up on time. Jesse called me out at one of our shows earlier in this year, and he said the two of them are always late, so I have made a real effort. Have you noticed it?
Today you were on time. Right? That is quite the accomplishment for you.
Teacher's pet.
Yeah.
Teacher's pet. What a suck up.
Steve's
you're
a
on
rebel.
time, Kay, there, nerd.
Did you get detention a lot in school? Were you a trouble kid?
You know what? Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Did you really?
I didn't expect that
I
out of you.
didn't expect that either, 'cause you were a nerd.
I wrote lines a lot. I wouldn't shut up.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense.
I wouldn't shut up.
Yeah.
What were the lines? What would you write?
It's like, I won't talk in class.
Yeah, I will keep quiet. I
Stuff
will
like
keep
that.
quiet.
But I started to become like a detention vet. Because they would, I'd get smart, and I'd be like, well, there's a bunch of T's. So that's just a line down the paper, and you cross it all, and you write in all that. And then they started intentionally giving me things that didn't have a T in it, and I'm like, well, there's an L.
Adam, you knew Steve in high school.
Yeah, I did.
And he wore a football jersey like every single day.
Yes,
of
Eddie
high
George,
school.
Tennessee Titans.
Was he a bad boy?
No.
Bad kid?
So okay, all right. You got to remember, we grew up in Scarborough, and hip hop culture was the thing, and
I enjoyed their music.
And Steve had exactly one outfit that would have worked in a Nelly video.
Yeah.
And that was the Eddie George jersey, and he had these jeans, and I kid you not,
Exco?
No, Carl Can I? And they had a piece of metal right on the butt. And so whenever he sat down, it was like right across the plastic chair.
Did you sag?
And I was always like, that is so uncomfortable.
You sagged your
sagged,
jeans.
But
Yeah.
also, I would go to my friend's house and just sit on their parents' nice wooden kitchen chairs and just wreck them.
Oh, no.
Just carve a signature with my butt cheeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the rest of the days he just wore normal clothes, but that was like, this is Steve trying to stand out day. It's peacocking Steve, basically.
Yeah, it's Steve trying to figure it out. I'm still trying to figure it out. It's not going great.
But you weren't in trouble. You weren't like in trouble a lot. You just kind of wanted to dress like the St. Lunatics.
Oh, yeah, no,
and
I
all
was
that.
stupid. I mean, listen, Country Grammar was a big album. And I don't remember the St. Lunatics album, but it was also quite good.
Right, yeah.
Nellyville was a disappointment. Culture, it was big critical acclaim,
Right.
but it wasn't my favorite.
Right,
Okay,
there you go.
okay.
Yeah, so listen, we're going to talk some hockey, and we're going to talk some hockey with a hockey player and somebody that you guys all saw today. That's right. So, ladies and gentlemen, please please welcome Kingston Frontenac, second round pick of the Calgary Flames, Jacob Battaglia. Woo! So, welcome, buddy.
Yeah, it feels good. Good welcoming. Yeah.
How does it feel like? Are you cool now? Like we were talking backstage, and you were all confident. How do you feel now that they're all looking at you?
Yeah, it's okay. I mean, I don't know. I like their faces. Good smile. So.
Yeah, there you go. All right, what a charmer. That's awesome. So listen, a couple of things. Greatness seems to hail from Mississauga because you're from Mississauga, and so is Jesse Blake. Woo! So, anybody else from Mississauga here? Just for we got one. We got one.
Hell yeah!
We got one.
I wasn't expecting anyone.
So let me ask you this: what have you loved about moving to Kingston from Mississauga? Had you been to Kingston before?
No, I've never been up here, but yeah, I came here about 2 years ago, my rookie year, and yeah, I mean it's a pretty nice spot. Like a lot of good spots downtown. Like great people, great city. My billets are awesome, so they made it pretty much like I'm living back in Mississauga. So yeah, it's pretty nice.
Are your billets here?
No, they're not here tonight. But he knows Richard.
Oh, he knows
Richard.
Richard. Oh, is Richard like a big deal?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He's a guy.
I just thought it was like, wow, is Richard like
Let's
a
get
celebrity?
loud for Richard!
Oh, he's gonna love that. He's gonna love that.
You're gonna have to show him that.
He's gonna love that.
So listen, like a couple of months ago, you're at Calgary Flames training camp. And I think everybody in this room that ever played hockey once would kill to be in that position, even if it was just an invite. Tell us what it was like.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a different level than the OHL. I think just how everything's run and the facilities and the coaches and the players, it's just, I don't know, it's next level. Way faster game. I think the guys are all massive, like their quads are the size of my head. Like it's insane. It's like
Who had the biggest quads? Is there anybody that sticks out on that team?
probably Kevin Ball. He's
Yeah?
a Mississauga guy too, but yeah, he's huge,
Yeah,
man. He's like
Mississauga boy.
6'6", 6'7", like 240. Like it's just like nowhere near that guy whatsoever. But
Svelte.
yeah.
Petite.
yeah,
Yes.
just tiny. Yeah, it was a pretty cool experience. Though, like a lot of OHL guys there, so they made it pretty nice. Like a lot of guys, like they made the experience pretty cool. Like it's nice when you get to know and you can talk to guys and like feel comfortable that they're also in the same position as you are. So yeah, I know it was awesome.
So that actually like kind of became a topic with I think it was Colby Barlow and NHL camp versus OHL camp. For you, what was it like the transition from NHL camp and then did you participate in Franz camp or was it straight to games?
Yeah, I was here.
So what was that like? Because I know the feedback is that's a lot of camp heading into a full season of games.
Yeah, it was a lot of practicing, a lot of working out, a lot of fitness testing. So yeah, I mean it was pretty hard on the body. Like go to Kingston, fitness test, practice, play some exhibition games, then go right to Calgary. Then you're just redoing everything, but I mean way harder, way harder, way more intense. And then finally, I came back and got right into the season. But yeah, I mean it's just a lot of practicing, a lot of working out. It's pretty tough on you.
All the Calgary guys that you got to interact with in the locker room, some of the pros, all of them good dudes?
Oh yeah, they're just hockey guys, right? So it's like you're in the room with them, like they just treat you like you're a teammate. So yeah, they're awesome guys there, really nice.
So one of the things that we were talking to Jacob backstage before the show, guys, and one of the things that I thought was really cool is that your dad comes to every single home game for the Fronts to watch you play and has for now 2.5 years.
Yeah,
and he lives in Mississauga.
Yeah,
I think it's a round of applause, right? Come on.
Yeah.
That's a dad right there. Was he the one driving you to 6 a.m. practice and and Holly? Like where would you go for tournaments when you were in the GTHL? Like how far would you go?
Man, I think we had a spring tournament in Chicago and we drove there, and then we had one in Boston. We drove there too. Like it was just something to look forward to because he put so much time and effort and money into me, and he just like wants to go see the product. I mean, like he's just like it's like an investment. So you just want to see that it was working. But yeah, I mean, he makes a trip all the time because and he loves it. He looks forward to every Friday coming up. Like gives him something to do. Like get out of the house, come up, watch me, talk to me after, see all the other dads that come up as well. But yeah, he makes it super special. My mom likes to come to the games that are a little closer because she's a stay-at-home mom. She's always busy with my brothers and my dog. So
are your brothers good too?
No, they're not. Not at all. No.
Did they try to be good?
They were, I don't know, my older brother, we started, so he started when he was 6. I started when I was 4. And he was so jealous of me. Like he'd like pray on my downfall if I scored a goal. Like he'd be pissed after the game if I scored.
Well, that's what brothers are for,
that's
right?
Yeah.
That's where you get that competitive edge.
Yeah, but no, they were not even close to being good. Like, yeah, I don't know.
That's not what brothers are for at all.
Yes, it is.
Every time, like a player makes the NHL and then they have a younger brother coming up, they're like, "Oh no, but he's even better," even if it's like wildly not true.
Yeah, exactly. Not
He
even
had
close.
no choice but to just accept
Just
that you
accept
were
it, that-
miles
yeah.
better.
Yeah,
Oh
no,
my
they're
God. And I can feel the room asking it even more. I can feel everyone listening and watching online. Your dad's name's not Bates.
no, that's not my dad. I get it a lot. I've started to go along with it a little bit. But yeah, no, that's not my dad. No.
So the name Battaglia, obviously Leaf fans know it. If you're a Canes fan, you know it, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Steve needs to ask the Italian question.
How does your family say it?
Like, I don't know, my dad, like, it's like when you go to an Italian restaurant, it's like you speak in English and all of a sudden you order like, "Oh, I'll get this spaghetti." It's like, relax. Like, settle down. Like, it's like my dad, like when he says it, like Battaglia. But it's
It is Italian. All right,
yeah,
all right,
but it's
all
like
right.
everyone just says Battaglia. Like, it's just easier. Like,
Right.
rolls off the tongue a
And
little
they
better.
call you Bates for fun, right?
Yeah, just because of Bates Battaglia, I guess. They just threw that in there. But yeah, I've had it my whole life, so I just kind of stuck with it. Like, I don't even get called Jacob ever, really. Like, it's just
Just
Bates.
Bates?
Yeah,
Oh my
it's like
God.
my first name now.
Can't
so-
escape it.
No.
Well, I heard it in there. Like, he's, "Hey, Bates," and
Yeah.
you look up. I'm like, "But you're not."
No, I'm not him at all. No.
How did
Even
you
related.
How did you score that playoff OT winner for the Marlies? You were only 3. Like, oh my God! No, that's there's more than one Battaglia family. Wow, good to know. Good to know.
No, we needed to check that because,
Yeah.
you know, the Italians among us. Are there any Italian heritage here? Any?
Hey!
It's
There you
Kempville
go.
guy and one of the
And
bartenders.
somebody behind the bar. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really important to Italians. You pronounce that name correctly.
Oh, yeah.
damn it.
Yeah.
Well, if someone ordered lasagna, you'd look at them sideways.
So this year, you guys have a great team.
Yeah, we do.
Do they not have a great team?
That's pretty good.
That's a great team.
Yeah.
I know, watching that power play today, it really was amazing cycle work. Like, the fact is, like, you got to remember, like, I'm double your age, right?
Yeah,
Which
yeah.
is scary. I'm 36, he's 18. Like, oh my God, kill me. And watching you guys set up and cycle, I'm like, these guys were kids like 2 seconds ago. I cannot believe how they're moving it around. And what's amazing about the way you guys run that power play is all of a sudden it's like, okay, we're done now. In on the net. This coach for you guys, and for those who don't know, he's the guy that took over for Luca Caputi. Name is
Troy Mann.
Troy. Really changed the trajectory of your career.
Yeah.
And I want to know a little bit about that because, you know, at this age, as we all know, and we all have mentors and that sort of thing in our various lives, that one adult outside of your family can kind of change your life.
Exactly, yeah.
How has Troy done that for you?
Yeah, I mean, beginning of last year with Luca still as a coach, like I was kind of struggling, like wasn't really getting the ice time I thought like I deserved, and I thought like I knew I had always more to give at the end of games. I was like, even if I had like a goal or maybe an assist, like I was still like pretty pissed off because I knew like I had more. Like I wasn't tired after games. Like I knew I had more to give. Like I worked hard in the summer, and I was like, what was the point of that? Like I'm not using any of it. So as soon as Troy came in, like he saw something in me and he believed in me. Just like having the coach to believe in you, just like made me play with so much more confidence. Made me be myself. Like even around the rink, like I was able to be myself. Like be a better room guy. Like crack jokes. Like make the guys laugh. So. Yeah, he was awesome for me, and he still is. Like, still believes in me, has a bunch of trust in me. So, just having that game in, game out, even on practice days, like just always believing in me. And he's hard on me, which sometimes he does need to be when I turn over the puck like 6 times in the first period. So, yeah, he's pretty tough on me. No. Today was a good one. But yeah, he's pretty tough on me. But I mean, he's awesome. He believes in me and gives me the confidence to play with. That makes me the player I am.
So we know sometimes like NHL coaches what they do to punish guys when they're upset, right? What's an OHL coach do? Like what's punishment when he's mad at you guys collectively as a team, as you as a player? He wants to send a message. How does Troy Mann do that?
Cut to the chase. Let me see your phone.
Yeah. Can I go? Does he go through your pics?
No, he's not. No, not that.
That was good. That's great. Sorry, Adam's question was better.
By the way, I love how quickly you got that.
I know that one. No, he didn't
Really
do
under
that.
the radar story.
Yeah, that would, I imagine that would register with a hockey player. Go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, I mean, if we're having a bad practice, like, just get on the line, like, you just go, like, bag skate.
Oh, yeah.
But it's never unjustified. Like, if we're bag skating, it's like, wow, we were really bad today. But, like, yeah, for me, it's more just, like, call me in his office, just, like, talk to me, show me some video, like, rip me a little bit, but he knows, like, I can handle it. Like, he's pretty comfortable with, like getting pretty pissed at me. And it's like, I know, like, sometimes he doesn't even have to say anything. I'll just look at it and be like, yeah, like, that was shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he knows, I know. But yeah, if we're bad collective as a group, it's just bag skate or like a good old ripping, like an intermission, like just like turning purple, like
Peel
just
some
ripping
paint?
us. Yeah,
Yeah?
just like ripping us. Like, but yeah, no, he's pretty good with that stuff. Like, he's usually pretty positive. Like, even if we're having a bad game, like when it's really bad, it's like I don't even like hide your face, like look down, like you don't even want to make eye contact with him.
Wow.
Like,
Yeah.
What, does the opposite ever happen? Like, Jacob, get in my office. Look how well you're playing. This is fantastic.
I don't know. I mean,
So no?
no, I don't know if that's ever happened, but like, no, like, I don't know. Like, if I'm playing well, like, he'll definitely like he'll tell me like you're playing great. Like, we've had a couple meetings at the beginning of the year. Like, he knew I was playing well. Like, I knew I was playing well. But yeah, no, not really any of that. Because then doesn't want to pump my tires and then show up and I'm head's too big. So no, he's pretty good with that stuff though.
The level of hockey that you're playing at, like 99% of hockey players never reach it. So on a typical game day, can you take us through your entire routine? Like when you wake up, what you eat, how much you practice? Say it's like a 7 o'clock game.
Does Richard make you breakfast?
No, he makes me pasta. Him and my billet mom Tanya. They
Pasta's
like
the
making
go-to.
pasta.
Love it. Okay.
Yeah. So Friday, 7 o'clock game. I have a pretty strict routine. Like, feels really good when everything goes perfectly. Like, I feel like really, really proud of myself that it worked out. Yeah, I don't know. I'll usually wake up around like 9:30, 9:45, sometimes 10 if I snooze the alarm a couple times. Hit the rink around 10:30, get a little ice bath in, stretch, do some mobility stuff. Get home for around 11:30, like 12. Hit a quick nap, like 2 hours or so. Like, I love a good long nap. Like, feel amazing after that. Wake up, eat the pasta my billet's made.
Yes.
Chicken Alfredo?
They change it every time. Like, we change it
they
every
change.
week. So yeah, keep it pretty different. Sometimes pesto, sometimes spaghetti. Like, it's always different. Get ready, go to Starbucks. Usually get held up there for about 20 minutes, so I have to plan for that.
Now, is it the Starbucks near here?
Yeah, the
or
one
is it
right
on
down
the
the
I
street?
try
Starbucks.
to go for one that's like main street that you wouldn't think there's too many people, but it's always usually pretty jammed. So
Yeah.
I gotta leave with a good hour to get to the rink, like, just so I can be on time and like still be pretty early to tape my twigs and stuff. So yeah, I'll do that and then head to the rink, and then yeah, I got a bunch of kind of superstitious stuff that I do. Nothing too crazy, but like just some things that like keep me in the routine for the game. You want to hear? Okay.
Yeah. Can we hear?
All right, he wants to hear the superstitions.
yeah.
Actually, the rest of us
That's
do too.
fascinating stuff.
Some really weird stuff. Like, show up to the rink like 4:45. We had to be there for 5 o'clock. Like, usually dance for about 15 minutes with my line mate Tyler Hopkins. Like, I'll hop on aux and I'll just like
All right, what kind of music? What kind of music?
like house music. Love a good like beat that we can dance to, or like
Nice.
maybe even some like joke music that's just like funny. That's like, it's a terrible song, but it's like pretty funny. Yeah, we do listen to Soldier Boy.
Yeah, we heard that today.
Yeah,
actually.
we heard it.
We
Blasting.
listen to a lot of like joke music, and then like even like after our team meetings and stuff, like we'll go play sewer. Like, I'll play sewer for 30 minutes. Like, I won't even stretch. Like, I'll just play sewer. And like me and Hopkins still will just be dancing. Like, well, we'll get out early on purpose just so we dance. Like, we're just dancing in the hallway. So like, and if you guys ever want to come see a dance party, like just show up around like 5:45 and you'll come see us like just dance in the hallway. Yeah, that's really it. Like, I don't really do anything crazy. Just dance. Like, that's really it.
I remember, I think it was Chris Draper that used to put the entire right side of his body on first, right up to the elbow pads, and then the left side.
Really?
Including the skates, and he would slip his skate through the...
That's
his,
weird.
Yeah, which
That's-
is weird.
that's
right?
really
Do you have any,
weird.
like, getting your equipment on, weird things that you do? Taping your stick, weird, anything like that?
Oh, I got a really weird tape job that I do. It's
Okay.
like, so I'll go like thick tape, like goalie tape on the toe, like about half my blade. Then I'll cut the tape in half, like a regular roll, and use like thin tape up to like that point. I don't know. I started doing it in Calgary, and I kind of liked it. Like, stick handle on the heel, shoot off the toe. Just kind of, I don't know, it gives me a better mindset of like what to do with the puck on my stick. I don't know, it didn't really work because I was like -3 one game when I used it, so I changed it after that. But yeah, I kind of been getting back into it. I kind of like it. Like, it feels pretty cool, and like, I don't know, I like lining up on a face-off and like kind of putting it in the guy's face, and he kind of like looks at it, gets distracted, and I'll just like lift his stick, steal the puck back off the draw. So yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah, just a couple weird things like that.
Just a couple.
Yeah,
Just a couple. I
few.
like that.
I never thought about distracting a guy off a face-off. You ever write anything on the tape job, like just before?
I used to use a Sharpie, just kind of like, I don't know, I wrote like my dog's name or something, or like my buddy's name. Like, I'd be like, hey, like, I'm writing your name on my stick tonight. Like, I text him before the game, and I just like, yeah, I do a couple weird things like that. But I usually like putting my like blade of my stick right across their visor, so it's like they literally can't see, and then snap it down, win the puck back, and like, yeah, I don't know. I usually like poke at their legs or something like that, like get them a little off
So many
balance,
tricks.
like, just bother them a little bit.
I'm like, hey, do you ever write anything sneaky, like a limerick? And he's like, no, I actually just shove him out of the way.
Yeah, I actually kind of am just better.
I think I understand why you were drafted so high. Yeah. And I wasn't.
Okay, I want to. So we've been to the draft. Unless, did you have a question?
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
We've been to the draft. We went to Montreal, went to Nashville. Didn't go to Vegas last year. Now it's going to be decentralized. But one of the things that if you actually sit down, and I know people in this room have done this, you sit down and you watch the NHL draft, and you're there for several Lord of the Rings movies. Like, it's a long, long slog in round one. Round two, it's like, hey, you're drafted. Get the hell out. We got the next guy.
Yeah.
So you're drafted round two, second day. Did you even get a chance to take a picture and celebrate or get up? Like, how does that work?
Did you know who picked you?
Yeah, were you aware? It's like, Calgary Flames, get out of here. Leave.
I don't know, like first round, like you're there for 4 hours. Like I think it started around like 6 or 5, and it's like I think we got out of the building at like 10:30 because I was staying like I had a couple buddies that had a chance of going. I had one of my buddies that went to Montreal in the first round, so staying there, and it's just like dragging it on and on. Then there's like TV timeouts, and you're waiting. Then there's trades, and you're waiting and waiting. And then day two, it's like you show up, it's like right away, like 8:30. If it started 8:30 in the morning, like the first pick was 8:29. Like it might have even started before. So it's like it flew by, and it's like going and going. Like I don't remember who had the pick before where I went like 61st, but it's like they just called their name, like people are clapping, and then like over the clapping, you just hear like Calgary Flames, Jacob Battaglia. I was like, oh shit, that's me. And I was like, stand up.
You were like, yeah.
I was like, stand up, hug my family. It's like instantly walking down the stairs, like meet all the GMs and all the scouts and stuff, meet all the staff. Then they just take you straight over to media, take some pictures, and then like even that probably took about 2 hours. So it was a lot of waiting around, a lot of standing around. Like my family's just waiting in the lobby, and like they're texting me, but I'm not going on my phone because I'm like meeting people and stuff. I'm like, I'm not checking my phone right now. Yeah. But yeah, it was pretty. It was a long day.
After getting drafted, what was your sort of? I mean, you haven't played in the NHL yet, but what was your welcome to the NHL moment?
I don't know. I think just like just putting on the jersey, I was just like, holy, like this is like a real chance now.
Had
Like,
your name, had your number?
yeah, like it was.
Or did they assign you a
they
number?
had what did they have?
draft
I think
year,
they had
I believe.
24 or
Oh,
no.
okay.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't know if they're. Yeah, I think it was 24 that they had on it for 2024. But yeah, it was pretty insane. Like, throw the jersey on, throw the hat on. You're like, wow, like this is a reality. It's like didn't even really have time to soak it in because like everything's moving so fast. You're going down, you're meeting people, and then it was like finally, like after I was done with all of it, I'm like checking my phone, I'm like seeing Instagram posts. I'm seeing like Flames guys like post videos on like on their Instagram, like, hey, welcome to the team. I was like, wow, like this is insane. Like this is a reality. So yeah, just bringing that all in after the day was like pretty insane.
Yeah, that's awesome. And do you just like go home?
Yeah, you just like
Like, what happens? Do they go to? Is there a team dinner? Like, what do you do?
I went out for dinner with my family and then just flew home the next day.
It's so anticlimactic.
Yeah.
It's weird.
So the draft was in June. You were drafted by the Flames. What's it like being interviewed by Julian McKenzie?
I don't even know who that is. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Oh, we're sending him that clip. He's one of the hosts at our network.
Oh, yeah,
and he hosts one of the other shows, and he was a Flames beat reporter.
Do you know
until
that
this
he
fall.
interviewed him?
No, I
No,
don't.
you don't know that.
I don't. I'm
Wow,
completely
you really
right.
set Julian up for that. What a
I
great
definitely
guy. What a great guy.
Enjoy, Julian.
I want to say that when I walked in here tonight, I was paid a great compliment. I'm going to talk about myself for just a second here. But this
all
does
good.
get to you, I promise. One of the hostess at the front there, who was lovely, said to me, she's like, "Are you one of the players?" And I said, "Ooh, really? This body? I don't think so. This is what the players look like." So listen, Jake, you have been awesome. Your stories are great, and everybody in this bar is a fan of you.
Awesome.
So thank you for showing up here
Thank
today.
you. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Can we get a go France go? Go France go! Go France go!
Awesome.
Go France go!
Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right.
Thanks so much.
Appreciate it.
Looking forward to Jacob playing in the show one day. Everybody root for Jacob. One more time for Jacob Battaglia. Man, what a great storyteller, eh? That's a talker. And they say hockey players can't talk on mic. There's proof that you can.
Oh, it's 100. I think that's an old thing. I don't think that's a thing anymore.
Or is it a Leaf thing?
It could have been a Leaf thing. My wife never watches Leafs games with me. The other day was a rare one where she actually did. And we got to the post game. They won, but you couldn't tell because, well, John, what'd you think of the game? Oh, no. Well, you know, we were clowning around out there, and then we figured out our game, and we stopped clowning around out there. And, yeah, so we won the game, and it was nice to win the game. And she's just like, wow. Like, she never comments on anything. She just goes, nothing, eh? Like, just hockey guy through and through. It's older generation.
Because when you hear a guy like Matthew Nyes talk, like there's a lot of energy, there's a lot of excitement, there's multiple tones in his voice, unlike John Tavares, you know. Yeah. So yeah, I think it's definitely an older hockey guy thing. The new generation doesn't really have that.
No, you're right. I mean, I remember when Mitch Marner first got there. He was like a puppy. It was like so excited. Nyes feels like he just enjoys everything about playing hockey in a big market. And being a Leaf, and I think, like, you know, I guess you guys would have watched the Boston series last year, right? Yeah. Is there a Bruins fan? Oh no! What's your name? Boo Richard, everybody. Boo!
We're very hot
here too.
We're hot and cold on Richard.
Yeah.
We got
We have a good Richard and a
Bruins
not so
jerseys?
good Richard.
That's crazy. What's with 2 Bruins jerseys right up front?
And a
Yeah.
Marchand jersey.
Yeah,
That's
a Marchand. Yeah. Oh my God. No, the reason I bring that series up is my favorite part of it was David Pastrnak going after one of the Leafs, and then Nyes grabs it and goes, "Go me, buddy!" And Pastrnak backs off and he goes, "Yeah, that's what I thought." Like that is.
And did nothing the rest of the series.
Yeah.
You know who's a good quote? Fraser Minton. Like he's in there and he's talking, he's yapping, like he's not afraid of anything. Like he'll stand up there and give you everything you need in those scrums.
Nikita Grabenkin's a good quote. He barely knows English. Like
He's the best quote of the whole team.
He's awesome.
Yeah.
That's a good point. I'm going to read you a Berube quote, and it has to do with Nick Robertson.
I bet it's positive.
Yeah.
Robertson
We got to
guy.
run. Stand up and show everybody. Show the room. Show the room.
Yeah,
show
we got
and
the
tell.
world's
That's
biggest
a
Nick
Robertson
Robertson
jersey.
fan in the back.
So this guy has a Leafs Robertson jersey, and he came to our Oshawa live show with a Pete's Robertson jersey and got booed very, very much.
Oh, yeah.
So we appreciate you coming out and not getting booed this time.
He watched Robertson when he was on the Pizza. He was telling me about how Robertson played every facet of the game. He was on the PP, on the PK, and at 5-on-5, he was
scored.
Like, he was an energy. He was an energy guy, and he was just out there running around. So we haven't quite seen that, with the Leafs.
Well, so I do want to say first off, he is a Pete's fan.
Yes.
How do we feel about that? Are we okay with it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
It's not as visceral.
Not
out
as bad here.
No.
Here's what Berube said. He said he just has to play better. That's it. We all know that. I talked to him today about it. We'll figure it out. It's my job and the coaching staff's job to help him. It's his job to find a way to play better hockey. He's capable of it. Ability, speed, good shot. We have to find a way to get him going. He had a sort of a Bush League offside, which led to a face-off against the Capitals, which led to him taking an offensive zone penalty. And that is a big no-no, especially with a guy like Craig Berube. Is this guy done? Done here.
They're obviously. I could see him having success somewhere eventually. They're holding on to hope with this guy because he seems to score goals so effortlessly. Like there's based on last year.
Not this year.
Sorry, not this year.
Last year he had 15 goals.
Last year, on very limited time, and there was every reason to believe that he would take a step forward this year. And the Leafs are missing 4 forwards, and he's not in the lineup. Like, I don't know. I never want to talk. I never want to talk bad about any player. Like I want to cheer for the Leafs, right? This isn't me going, get this bum off my team. I'm cheering for him, but it's getting late quick, and it's December, and they've played 4 straight not so great games, and they've lost the last 2 of them, and we need the bottom half of the lineup to produce, and he's one of the guys who hasn't done it, right? Like they're going for other options. Like Kampf comes back. Kampf is obviously, that's not where you go for offense, but we know his role, and I have every faith he can do his role better than what is Robertson's role?
All right.
What even is it? Like this team.
Well, what would you have him do, guys?
Score, but he's not doing it.
Yeah,
so
his whole thing is I'm going to be offense, and if he's not providing the offense, then you get the question of what do you do here? And with a healthy Leafs lineup, if everybody in their forward group was healthy, he's the odd man out. Like, I don't see a place for him because already, like, Minton's established himself, I think, way ahead of Robertson. Dewar's ahead of him. Yarncroke, healthy, is ahead of him. Camp provides something. You know what Camp is. Like,
It isn't offense.
it's not offense, but he's useful, as a centerman. So Robertson's just the odd man out. So where does he go with this organization?
It says something to me that Gurbenkin sat, and he's the kid, he can be sent down, but Robertson sat too while Minton stayed in. Number one, the positive to take from that is, wow, Fraser Minton, very good. But like Robbie, God, I appreciate Berube saying that, but the direction very obviously seems to be he's not going to play games here anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, you think you think he's not going to
They're
play
missing 4 forwards. He's not in the lineup.
Do you think it's just to sit, get your mind right back in?
I hope so if I'm his agent.
Okay.
Yeah.
For sure. And then he plays the next game and scores.
So here's what I wondered, right? Like the Leafs play style, which I actually love the change. How do you guys feel about the Leafs this year versus last? Yeah. It's a lot. It's good, right? And listen, I haven't loved this week worth of games. I have not loved their game this week. But before this, it's been really, really good. I wonder if the play style, the dump and chase, that sort of stuff, which is stuff they never did before, has affected his game because he seems like a rush player.
Well, it's up to you as the player to fit in the system that your coach wants to play, and the system that the coach is playing this year has been a very successful system. Like the Leafs are playing really low event hockey, and it's established themselves to being in every game, even when they're getting outplayed. Like in the Washington game, they're still in that game. Like they had a shot to win because of how Craig Berube has them playing, and with last night where Alex Nylander comes in and Pacioretty comes back. The 2 guys that are squeezed are Robertson and Gurbenkin, and you see that, and you're like, okay, he clearly likes what those guys can provide more, and Patches will clearly be in the top 6, and then Nylander didn't have a great game at all. But
Alex or Willie?
Alex, Nylander, but it's still, he got there in that lineup ahead of Robertson, so there's not really space for him.
Let's take this opportunity to trash someone. It's not a player, it's the Buffalo Sabres. Because
all right, we can all agree on that, right? All right.
Yeah.
There's no palm trees.
I still haven't seen that.
Yeah, and don't watch it. We're going to do a full breakdown of that press conference on Tuesday.
There are times where I intentionally stay uninformed so that Adam can inform me.
Yeah.
But there are times where I watch Alex, and like if I'm not wearing my glasses or I squint, I'm like, that's Willie. Like the way he skates and he can shoot. And why did he do that? That wasn't smart. The puck's going the other way. That's not Willie at all. Yeah. And I can't help but, like, they were both drafted top 10, 8th overall. One of them was in the Leafs organization, which is notoriously and historically very good. Why'd you laugh? No, but then there's Buffalo, and I want to say Alex Nylander was sort of drafted in an era where the Sabres couldn't do anything right. Like they're slowly digging out of it, but I wouldn't have trusted the 2016 Sabres with a Tim's run.
Well, you had Jack Eichel, you had Sam Reinhart, you had Brandon Montour.
Gone.
All of those guys have won cups.
Yep.
And were huge parts of it. I mean, Reinhart's going to score 50 goals again this year, assuming he stays healthy. That you're right. That's an organization that's not great to be drafted into, I think.
Yeah. And what'd you get? For Reinhart, a pick and a goalie you're also ruining. Like, Devin Levi's a good goalie. He's a good goalie.
There we go. All right.
So I don't know.
Alex Nylander also hasn't established himself as an NHLer, and he's had plenty of years post Buffalo to do that.
It was also 4 teams ago.
Yeah, honestly,
I just wanted to get my shots in.
Yeah, you're taking a lot of side shots at Buffalo.
Yeah, because why not?
Let him.
Why not?
With the way Nylander played last night, there's probably a use case for Robertson to come back in and just show what he has. So I don't think he's done with the Leafs.
No.
He'll probably get a couple more shots, but with a healthy team, like I don't know where he plays. So,
It's, you get one guy back. Let's say it's, I don't know, Domi.
I forgot about Domi.
I know.
Domi still needs to fit
Or
somewhere.
McMahon, who I also forgot was hurt.
Right.
They're all apparently coming back this week. Bob McKenzie was the guy reporting it too. McMahon, McCabe, all those guys are coming back.
And I just winced. That's good news. Yeah. No, that's good. It's just for this one guy who we're all cheering for. It's not working.
Yeah. Okay. Now I want to bring up something. You guys were at the France game with us, so you probably missed this. But today, Joey Decord could not play for the Seattle Kraken, so they had to sign an emergency backup goaltender.
He said, did he forget his passport?
He did not forget his passport. No, he wasn't getting his passport. Apparently ill. 41
years old?
No, not 41. Not an employee of the team. Played college hockey at University of Alaska Anchorage from 2012 to 2015. He's currently a sales associate at the Stone X Group in New York City. I looked them up. You ready? So this is what this man does for a living, and he sat on the Seattle bench this afternoon.
Don't tell me the company makes Zambonis. I'm gonna be so pissed.
I don't know what they do. I'll read this to you. You can tell me if you know what they do. We are an institutional-grade financial services franchise that provides global market access, clearing and execution, trading platforms, and more to our clients.
That sounds like I think if you ask someone, they might say that sounds like just money laundering or something. Like, I don't know what that means.
The reason I bring this up is that we are about 2.5 months away from the 5-year anniversary of the David Ayres game. Yeah, already half a decade. Can you guys believe that? Half a decade. That was a pivotal moment for the Leafs because Kyle Dubas said, this year's team sucks. We're not making any trades. And that's what he did. He was going to sign Zach Bogosian, who had just been waived. And he called him and said, Zach, this isn't our year. Go find another job somewhere else. That's a true story. Right after that game. Now, Steve, that was a pivotal moment in your career and a pivotal moment in what became SDPN because it didn't exist yet. So tell me, 5 years on, how do you view that moment in Leafs history?
I remember the night, and I think calling a penalty on Kyle Clifford was insane. I don't know what he was supposed to do.
I don't think a lot of people would remember that
penalty.
Yeah.
So what?
Yeah. David knows.
There you go.
David's like, what the hell are we talking about?
So I believe it was James Reimer couldn't go that night, or he got hurt early on. Peter Mrazek comes into the game. Puck is like along the half wall in the Carolina zone. Mrazek, if you're a goaltender, get the zoomies. And he did not tend the goal at all. He came 20 feet out of his net to go get the puck or whatever it was. And Kyle Clifford, a hockey player, tried to go and get it. And then he hit one, the bigger one steamrolled the other. And that led to a 5-minute major. And it also led to Mrazek leaving the game. David Ayres comes in, and I remember just being like, this is so surreal, and I want my team to win, but this is also very weird. They score on their first 2 shots against Ayres, which no one really remembers, John Tavares and then Pierre Engvall. His only goal for like 2 months was against David Ayres. It's ridiculous. But those 2 goals made Ayres the goalie of record.
Yep.
They were down 3-1, or no, 3-1, I think they made it 4-1 or whatever it was. Leafs come close. And as they're coming close, I'm like, hooray, my team is going to win. Also, this is an enormous controversy, and no one is going to be happy about this if the Leafs win. Even a lot of Leaf fans are going to go into work tomorrow, and they're going to be like, that was kind of bullshit, right? Like, probably shouldn't have got away with that. No. And then with about, I think it was 8 minutes left in the third, they're down 6-3. I'm like, they're really going to lose this game. They're going to lose this game. 1, 2. Oh my God, he's the goalie of record. They're going to lose. He's going to win this game. My cousin texted me the next day, and he goes, David Ayres plays in net for my team on Friday nights.
That's actually amazing, kismet.
Insane.
I love that.
He's a Whitby guy. My cousin lives in Oshawa. He played Junior A, and just unbelievable. But what's so interesting is, and I barely remember this because it was around COVID, and like I got like COVID memory brain damage. Like it's just that pocket of time, a year and a half that I barely remember. But I was doing book signings back then for my first book. And like people were bringing me Lego Zambonis to sign at the book signings because it was so funny. And like people were discovering me for the first time. People were like, hey man, I never heard of you. And then I was one of the 1.3 million people who saw this. And when the NHL season stopped on March 12th, my 32nd birthday, he stopped being able to capitalize on it. And I was like, damn, like this is the most momentum I've ever had, and it's just dead. And that's not actually what happened. He was going on like Stephen Colbert. He was getting sent all this free stuff, and he had like 2-3 weeks to enjoy that before the valve completely shut off. People became familiar with me who had never known me before, and even though they stopped playing games, I was still making stuff. I was making historical hat picks and historical dangets and trade trees, and we were still doing the podcast. And I actually think the momentum from that video was able to carry because we never shut it off.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
That's awesome. Okay.
The thing that bothered me most about the Leafs in that game is they played the whole third period with Ayres in net, right?
The whole third period, and I think they got 6 shots the whole third.
And that was the thing, is that they scored on the first 2 shots, and instead of playing the next 20 minutes of just throwing everything at the net, they just kept passing around. Instead of shooting on this guy who is your Zamboni driver and anything's going to go through, they didn't shoot the puck.
And your practice goalie. Like, people forget about that. This wasn't the first time they met David Ayres. When I met Ayres, it was during COVID. It was at Jeff Merrick's house at his backyard. First of all, he's getting his equipment on, and he's like he's like grunting, and I'm like, you all right? He's like, yeah, my knee. I got to get like surgery on it. And I'm like, and his knee's bad.
And they refused to shoot the puck, and it was extremely annoying. They did it to themselves, really.
I do think they literally did that.
Yeah.
So if you gave the Leafs truth serum, if you got them alone, if you were like, this will never get out, the majority of the guys who were on the team that night didn't want to win that game once he got
You think
mad.
they felt bad? Like when they saw, like, oh, there's an e-bug in there. We know him.
Elliot Friedman sort of gave away the plot accidentally when he talked about when the Leafs put Ayres in net and scored 2 goals on him immediately. Executives from around the league started going to him like, this is bullshit.
Right.
Like, forget that he's an e-bug. Forget that he's 42 and his knee's shitty. Like, he collects an MLSE paycheck. He's their practice goalie. He's wearing Leaf pads.
Yeah.
He had Leafs and Marley's pads. It was like Casimir Kaskisuo's equipment or something like that.
He didn't
Or
have his
Antoine
own
Bibeau.
equipment.
Yeah. It was like Antoine Bibeau's or something like that. And then by the end of the game, they were all like LMAO, just texting Frege about how funny it was. But the story, that's a funny story. But the lesson I took from that is if they kept the foot on the gas, if Carolina wasn't able to hold the fort, if the Leafs win that game, that is one of the biggest on-ice controversies the NHL has seen in a very,
We
very
probably
long
see
time.
them change rules about
There's
e-bugs and all
no
that stuff.
chance they
Yeah.
don't change the rules,
Right.
especially because it involves the Leafs.
I do want to go back to you and your channel, though, because this also led to the other narrative about you taking off. Because everybody who watches you and kind of doesn't really know you a whole lot thinks that you root for bad things to happen to the Leafs because, like you just said, your channel and everything you do explodes when we get these meltdown moments. So this only perpetuated that narrative about you because you had never been bigger than when this bad thing happened.
I wish it hadn't happened still. Like the last.
If you missed it on the audio recording, somebody just went, sure.
But like even last night, like listen, people who are in front of a camera for a living are vain, and I know my numbers they haven't been so hot recently.
They've been good.
No.
The Leafs have been good.
And I said to Drew, I go, what's going on? Because like right now I'm barely on pace to even catch my in 2024. I'm barely on pace to catch 2023. Right. And he's like,
still pretty good. I think.
But he's like, well, first of all, they're too good. He doesn't cheer for the Leafs, so he's allowed to say that. I disagree. I don't think they could possibly be too good. Mm-hmm. I want them to go 82-0, followed by 16-0, and they should go. Yeah. Woo! They should go undefeated. The
Bruins fans
too.
do not like that, though.
No.
Yeah.
But also, you know what happened in 2023, and this flies in the face of he wants them to lose. You know what happened in 2023 that didn't happen in 2024? They went to the second round.
Yes.
Yes. What's this 1.5 million view blip that happened in the sprint? Oh, they did a thing. Yeah. Finally.
Yeah.
So
Adam,
I would like them to win.
You've known Steve since high school. You watch all this stuff closely.
Yep.
You know about that narrative about him.
Yep.
What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I think so. So there was a lot, and we're all a little guilty of it because if you wear blue and white, you need to be. There was a lot of copium going on after the 2021 series against Montreal. There was a lot of, don't worry, they just need more time. It's only been 4 years of this. And now here we are, 9 years of this. But at that point, that started to get that. It was interesting because what people don't understand is, okay, the Leafs lose Game 7. There's a huge spike in views. What about the second round? Oh, there's no LFR. So there's no views. There's nothing.
Yeah, you know what's better than one spike? 7 more games.
Yeah, it would be so great. Yeah. And so,
I bet they could do it again.
Yeah,
also.
Yeah.
Like in the third and also fourth round. I think that'd be cool.
And this is where, for me,
they have those.
I was kind of like, there are things that people will say when you get to a certain level, and you go, okay, well that'll pass. And I knew that was going to pass because if it's true, it'll hold. If it's not true, you go, well, that's what people are saying right now. Tomorrow it'll be something else. And I think at that time, when you started doing those streams for Sportsnet, which we've continued at SDPN, sorry, Sportsnet, they're ours now.
Set our phone to steal.
Yeah.
Yes.
The Yarm 80 Plus. That's what SDPN's built on. I just want to say, like, I feel like, it's one of those things that you just kind of go, okay, that's a thing that some idiot said. And what's interesting about it is those people that were accusing Steve of it at that time are the same people I see now who are the first to respond to a tweet, first to comment on Instagram. They are sometimes, weirdly enough, the most passionate people that you can get. So while they might be saying something that offends your ego in the moment, you're like, wait a second, they cared enough to comment in the first place.
Well, it
can't be that bad.
I also took an opportunity over the last couple of years to talk to those people, stare them dead in the eyes down the barrel of the camera and be like, hey, is this your second video of the year? You sick piece of garbage. and I can't tell you how many people in the comments, but also in person, they'll shake my hand. They'll be like, I'm that fan. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but I just like when you get upset. And I'm like, that's okay. That's okay, man. It's when I started No One Watch, so this is better.
Yeah, this is way better. This is being here in Kingston with you guys is way better. I'll tell you that. Now, it's kind of interesting because Steve's first video on YouTube, the amount of people that watched it would probably be less than is in this bar.
Easily.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Easily.
Nuts.
I promoted it in my MSN status.
Wow.
Why hasn't this gone viral yet?
Yeah. So let me ask you that we're going to do a Q&A here. Because we always do on our live show. So if you have a question, raise your hand. I'm going to try to get to everybody. Do we want to do the mic, or are we going to get feedback? We
can do that. Yeah.
Okay, let's give
We can
Maddie
do
the
that,
mic here. Maddie, do you have the mic or does Jesse have the mic? Okay. So just don't walk directly in front of those, and then we should be good to go. So Maddie's going to find you. If she doesn't go to you, be mad at her. Okay? But not at us because we're the baby faces. So Maddie, pick someone who looks charming and looks like they'll ask a very cool question.
If they pick you, say,
I'll try my best.
Yeah.
And if she doesn't pick you, go, oh.
Yeah,
Yep.
you're on.
There we
you're-
go. Okay.
Yeah,
okay,
here we
okay,
go.
okay, okay. I like your hair.
Okay, Maddie, let's not take forever. Let's not take forever here. Let's just get to the question. Okay, first off, state your name.
My name's Dylan.
Hi, Dylan.
Hi.
All right, Dylan, what's the question, dude?
Steve, I'm a fellow Ajaxian at heart.
Is that what it is? Ajaxian?
Man, who cares?
Great point. Great point.
You know what?
You know what?
I think I picked really well.
Sorry, that's not even the question.
All right, Ajaxian. Go right ahead.
Okay. Anyways, Steve. Sorry. Out of all the places in Ajax, what's your top eats? Where do you like to eat, man?
Oh, man.
You're a big guy, so like.
First off, Steve wishes they'd open.
Hey, I'm not judging. I'm not judging. I'm a big eater as well.
All right. Steve, fat guy corner, but Ajax edition. Also, I think Steve's first answer is he wishes we'd open a Caesar company in Ajax.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah,
So,
my favorite is the Caesar company that they're building.
Yep.
Yeah.
Future Caesar company. Go.
I have a story after I answer this question. Chicken and dough. Do you know chicken and dough? Exactly. So it's got a weird name and it's in a giant Tiger Plaza. That's how you know that place friggin' slaps. Right near your dentist? Hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah, brother. Hot honey sandwich. The chickpea chicken tendies, I can't believe how good they are. It's not quite as good as the Caesar company, but it's real good.
Not. No.
Ajax, you won't believe our strip malls.
Yeah. Our strip malls are such good strip malls. They're really good. Do you remember Hockey Night in Cinema in London?
Of course.
Yes.
Do you remember that I was stopped heading backstage?
Yes, and the dude's like, "Where you going, big guy?"
Yeah, hey, big chief,
Hey.
where you going?
Hey,
so yeah,
chief.
we were stopped going into our own show in London at Western University, was it?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it was definitely like a student, and
Yeah.
he's like, "Where you going, big guy?"
Yeah.
And that was like 20 pounds ago too.
Yeah.
Son of a gun.
That's
Jerk.
the story?
That's the
that's it?
story.
Oh, okay.
So I'm very triggered by the name Big Guy.
Over here.
Over here.
God.
Where
We're
are you,
changing
Maddie?
it up.
All right.
Give him.
We got Ryan here.
What do you think about his hair?
Hey guys, how's everyone?
Hey, Ryan, how are you, buddy?
You can let Ryan hold the mic.
Yeah, everybody say hi, Ryan.
Hey everybody.
All right.
So one of the big things we heard was we just got here, right?
We just got
Oh,
here.
management.
here.
Yeah,
We just
management.
got
We just got here. Hey.
So all the upper management and the new moves, up until this point in the season, how's your evaluation for those guys who that was their? We just got here, you know. Now they've been here.
No, they still just got here.
It's only been 6 months for Pelly,
No,
right?
there's well, and he's the most just got here. I honestly would say it for the first time in a while, there isn't an undertone of infighting. For the longest time with the Leafs, it always felt like listen, you can disagree on stuff. It's fine. It's healthy even. We disagree on stuff all the time. But Babcock was very purposefully undercutting his boss. Kyle would be like, do this. And Babcock would be like, let me see your phone and I hate you. And would do whatever he wanted. And that obviously drove Kyle up a wall. Then there was obviously friction with Kyle and Shanahan. And there was reason to be mad at the job that Kyle was doing. There was reason to be mad at Shanny. There was reason to be skeptical of the stuff Dubas did because you're like, does he even want to do this? Because his boss won't let him do other stuff. And now it just feels like it's a bunch of dudes who get along. Hey, should we make this trade? No. All right, I won't do it. Should we make this one? Yeah, go ahead. And I think it's good when everyone at the same company doesn't literally intentionally screw with each other and set them up to fail.
It was a little Succession-y.
Yes.
A little Succession-y,
They-
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like there was Dubas and Lou, and that was a weird dynamic, and then Lou left, and then Dubas and Shanny's relationship fell apart after Dubas and Babcock's relationship fell apart, and then and then Dubas is gone, and Keefe and Treliving don't see eye to eye, and Wes Clark does not want to draft the guy that Treliving wants, and Wes Clark's like, I'm going to Pittsburgh. And it's just
and I'm
like
going to post tweets about it.
Yeah, and it's weird.
It'd be sort of strange.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I think it helps when you like your job.
By the way, you look familiar. Have you been in commercials? I was here last year. You were in good. I feel like you've been in a TV commercial. Because there's like a hockey TV commercial. You look exactly like a guy. Yeah, all right. Well, that's great.
Why did you ask the thing about commercials?
There's a guy in like a Canadian Tire commercial who looks exactly like you.
Is that you?
I looked at you. I saw you from stage. I'm like, that guy's been in commercials.
Never been in a commercial, big guy?
You could be.
Tell us about your favorite strip mall restaurant. There,
the one thing I don't know if you guys remember this, but when Dubas was fired, The Athletic did an article about how there was a bunch of Dubasites in MLSE who were like crying, and everything was melting down. And I look back on that now, and I don't think it aged too well. I think it might have been like maybe Dubas and Spezza and maybe Wes Clark, and everybody else is kind of still has their jobs, and everything kind of functions much better now that they're gone.
To their credit, from all accounts, he's a good guy.
Yeah,
and so it might be
said he's not.
A personal relationship thing.
I hate that.
I hate that so
hold on.
Why do we have to qualify it?
When you have a work BFF and they leave, you're upset about it.
Sure.
Right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's where I take that. Now, the people, and I won't name them, in the hockey community who didn't work for the Leafs, who were also crying about it. In the real NHL. No, in the real NHL. This is not the real NHL.
This is the fake NHL. Yeah.
I think that the crying about that which is continued, not in a actual crying sort of way, but a little bit of a, subtle dig at Treliving here, it's the thing. I'm like, guys, this team needed a new set of eyes. It's very clear. This is the best. I think it's the best hockey team we've seen in 20 years, easily. And
so far.
Yeah, and defensively especially. I think you need sometimes you could be brilliant, but if you're too close to the painting, you can't see the whole picture. And I think it was time to change. Now, time to move on to the next question. Maddie.
Hi.
Who do we have?
Hi, guys. I'm Victoria.
Everybody say hi, Victoria.
Hello,
hi,
Victoria.
She does not seem ready for this. She is flustered.
Which is weird because I'm a professor, but I made notes.
Oh.
Professor of
I got
what?
professor. Wow,
What are you professor of?
Health informatics.
Oh,
Really?
okay.
What?
I don't know what that is.
What
I have a
is
question for you.
that?
What is
that? I don't know.
We govern your health record, health data, all that stuff in the
Are
hospitals.
you about to tell Adam what regression to the mean means? Are you?
Progression.
Everybody's mad at you,
Dying
Adam.
on that hill.
Everybody's mad at you.
Anyway, you were saying. Sorry.
Sorry. So we got to focus because this is a little bit of a long one.
All right.
Oh, okay.
But if the Leafs could bring back any player, retired or active, from their own roster history to play one more season, and you get that player in their prime, who are you picking and why?
Easy. That's easy. Easy.
Jeff Finger?
My answer is Matt Sundin. You put him at 3C. Matt Sundin is our new 3C. This team's going to the Cup. They're going to the Cup.
Sorry, I gotta just say it. We're in Kingston. Doug Mother effing Gilmore. All right. 145 points.
I
Doug
want
Gilmore.
Sundin.
Come on.
I want Sundin.
I'm gonna say Yannick Perreault. You need face-offs. I think it's really important. No, I don't know. It's a sad answer, but Borja Salming, absolutely incredible.
That's great.
Probably best defenseman they ever had.
Okay, over here.
What's your name?
Tanner.
What is it?
Tanner.
Hi, Tanner. Everybody say hi, Tanner. Hi, Tanner. Yeah, that's
Hello.
right.
Well, first and foremost, go Sens go.
Boo and hiss. Kick them out.
Hiss. Tomato. Anyway,
This is a quick two-parter, mostly for Adam and Jesse. Quick question.
You're out, loser. Why don't you go take a seat?
Yeah, big guy. Hey, Chief, you want to go sit down?
Sorry, no. So you want me and Jesse, but not Chief Big Guy. I like
Yeah,
that.
it's an F1
Big
question.
guy
All right,
over
go ahead.
here.
I
Tanner,
get bullied
sorry,
the
sorry.
older I get.
So are you Team Russell or Team Max? That's the first part. And the second
Formula
part,
One.
Team Russell. Yeah.
Who do you think is going to win the drivers and constructors next year?
Okay, so Jesse.
Jacques Villeneuve.
So
I think is probably going to win.
So hold on. So
First of all, I don't know how much you want to dive deep into F1. I don't know how many people
Are we
here watch
any
F1.
F1 fans?
Okay, we got some F1 fans. I am so happy that George finally called out Max on his nonsense. He's been... Nobody in sports has been a bigger... I don't know if I can say... Baby.
Piss baby.
Piss baby is what I want to say.
I know
Been
that's
Max
right.
Verstappen.
Yeah.
And finally, someone called him out on his nonsense. So, yeah, God bless George Russell for finally standing up to him. It's been awesome to see this week. And next year, obviously, Lewis Hamilton with Ferrari is going to win the Drivers' Championship. So, there you go.
So you guys all know that today McLaren won its first championship since 1998, baby.
Yes.
And
Good
that is
year.
why I am wearing this.
Good year.
So I think next year, because I'm biased and I don't care, Lando Norris and McLaren are the answers.
Lando Norris can't get to turn one with the lead.
Hey, he got it today.
Oh,
he led from
wow.
lap 1 to the end of it.
Yeah, when everything was over.
Yeah.
I think you
Whatever, Jesse.
You guys are sleeping on Mazda. I think they're gonna do it this year. They're gonna.
What are you driving? A Mazda 3?
Maddie, what's up?
Yeah.
All right, over here we have Martina, who made the cookies of all your faces.
Oh, Martina.
And you want to check that out? It's on her Instagram stories. She is so talented.
You're the best, Martina.
Okay, what's your question?
Not you promoting
guys.
our socials.
First of all, thank you so much for everything that you guys do. Like the bond that this has made for my son and I, watching you guys every morning has been like amazing. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Like, seriously, I have 4 kids, and the 4th one is the one I finally got to be a Leafs fan.
Yeah, let's go.
That's right. A lifetime of heartbreak. Let's go, Mom.
So I have 100 questions, but I think, what is the biggest difference between Keefe and Berube? We think it's been fantastic that the change has happened, but what's been the biggest impact, do you think?
Good question. Good question.
I will answer that with a story. The street I grew up on had a bunch of yappy dogs in the neighborhood, and they would yap at each other, and it would go on all night until something interrupted it. Because Bolo, our neighbor's Rottweiler, would just let out one of those, and it was over. Sheldon Keefe is not a tiny yapping dog. It was a scrappy player. He regularly turned purple when speaking to the officials, very politely, I thought. But there was too much pleading in him. It felt like he had to beg these guys, and it also didn't feel like he had the agency or the power to call them out the way he wanted to. Craig Berube comes in. He's carving guys in the media first week. And yeah, it's Chief. Like, it's Craig Berube. You don't tell him what to do. He's the coach. He calls the shots. And for the first time in a long time, it feels like the coach is in charge. That's not a shot at Keefe. Like, I'm not calling him a weak leader, but it definitely felt like he wasn't able to be the coach that he needed to be. I stand by what I said about, like, I think he's a great match for the Devils. I think they've done pretty well with him. But Berube right now is 100% the team, or the coach that this team needed.
One thing from being at practice and talking to the reporters, they say last year with Sheldon Keefe, there was never any time to breathe that the guys had when they're around him. It was always nonstop. not necessarily yelling, but like we're focused, we're doing hockey stuff. And Berube is actually a lot more relaxed in between times when he's trying to instruct the guys. So they'll have their like downtime and things are kind of fun right now time, and then they have you better listen to Chief time. And that dynamic where there's an up and a down has really opened the guys up to be more relaxed and then play hard when they have to play hard. But Sheldon Keefe was 100 all the time, and when you're that all the time, it kind of wears thin and people just drown you out.
Eventually, everyone's got a breaking point, and eventually they're going to blow up at you or just completely ignore you. I had heard rumors of the big guys, so I'll let you guess which one. No, it's William Nylander. Like he just would be William Nylander at Sheldon Keefe, and Keefe didn't know how to handle it. But William Nylander is a chill guy who you probably don't need to tell everything everywhere all at once. And I don't think he was shy about letting Keefe know that I don't need to hear this shit. I'm William Nylander, right? And that's not to say they didn't get along, but it is to say
there's professional tension, and that can be a good thing.
Yeah, Willie wanted more ice time, and Craig's like, okay. Well, you should probably play better then. And then he did. And the darndest thing happened. He got more ice time.
He's got more ice time in his entire career this season. Okay, so listen, Martina, there's one thing about that question. Those guys answered it perfectly, but the first part of it is, I'm so glad that you use our show in your life for any sort of bonding. I just want to say that to be a part of anybody's routine is all we can ever hope for. And to be a part of yours, for you guys to make the journey to be here on a Sunday
when
privilege. You all have work tomorrow. I just want to let you know that we so appreciate you being here. Without you, there is no us. And so it really is a pleasure. And just to prove it to you, I'm going to buy you off by giving you dolls. We have McFarlane Toys here. This is a Jonathan Marchessault winning the Conn Smythe, but we're going to do some trivia.
Preds legend,
Jonathan Marchessault. I just wanted to cheapen my sentiment here because I'm afraid of feelings. But Steve, if you can you just conjure up a trivia question and somebody is Maddie's gonna pick the person. You got to put your hand up. Don't yell it out.
I'll be on the lookout. First hand up.
Yeah, okay.
You know? Okay.
All right. So, Steve, come up with a question.
A lot of Leaf fans don't know this offhand. What was William Nylander's first number in the NHL?
Right here.
29. It was not 29. No. He had a number
in the
before
back,
29.
White hat backwards.
He didn't think.
You got to get an answer. What is it?
62 was his Marley's number.
Rams hat. No answer. Beautiful man.
It was not 24. See, it's a good one, eh?
In the back.
39.
Everybody, that's Dave Owens. Here you go, buddy. And
to add to that, there was a significance behind 39. The reason Nylander wore 39 is Lou Lamoriello was his general manager and said, "Here you go, stupid." That was it.
So, Steve, before we get to the next doll, what could somebody who wins this doll, what could they possibly do with it? Like, what's the thing that you could do with this?
You could definitely put like double-sided Velcro tape on the back of it and stick it to your wall. And you could definitely get 79 others and put them next to it in a room in your basement.
How much again did you pay for that James Reimer doll?
$60.
$60. Oh,
that's a lot.
The wash across the room.
I got the next trivia question.
Give it to us, Jesse.
What is Nikita Grabenkin's current number?
It was first, Jesse.
Dangle, 71.
On redemption.
There you go.
There you go, buddy. Well, we'll pass it
Back
down.
check.
Yeah, thank you, Maddie.
What do you hire me for?
Paycheck.
That's right.
And Steve, you can come up with the next one if you
want.
want.
No.
What's this one?
The last one.
It's a Jonathan Marchessault again.
Yeah. It's cool, man.
What?
Okay. Nick Antropov wore number 80.
Kazakhstan. Sorry, okay.
He wore number 80. He did not always wear number 80.
Oh.
I believe he was number 11. Why did he change his number?
Right here, red hat.
Owen Nolan got traded to the Leafs.
Hey, there you go.
go. Wow.
You knew that so quick. I saw your hand up before
He's
you
like,
was
I am
done.
the Antropov man.
Yeah.
All right. So, guys, I just want to say another big shout out to everybody here at Caesars for hosting this event tonight.
Yes, please tip them well.
Yes. Tip well. I want to thank the Kingston Frontenacs for year 2 of an amazing partnership. Woo! They kicked off everything, and by the way, it's a nice little segue here, but the Kingston Frontenacs are the reason that we get to do any other market as well. We also, for the first time, got highlights rights to the OHL.
Oh, wow!
So every single week, and we're going to work on the release date because the Friday night release date isn't working, but it's not. It's buried on a Who's watching a video on a Friday night except for Steve? Me. So
Now he's watching.
that's right. Steve's got, he's going to basically, it's the hat picks of the OHL.
What? Whoa.
I mean, it's wow. Whoa.
Hey.
Sorry, I forgot. My phone was set to Steve.
It's not that.
Do you guys think "Oh wow" is even sort of similar to hat picks?
Oh, no, it's not. It's not.
No, Adam. So it's a highlight video where I commentate on the highlights of the Ontario Hockey
That's
League.
so different.
It's extremely, and not just goals.
That's right. Sometimes goalie goals too.
You know what, man?
It was.
How
right?
dare you, Adam?
So
It's different.
I just want to say, to finish that point, thank you to the Kingston Frontenacs for taking a chance on us, because a bunch of other teams are now too. And thank you guys for showing up every single time that we're here. Really, really appreciate it. Woo! All right, we'll wrap it up there. Thank you so much, guys. Enjoy. I would like to get a picture, if that's okay.
Here,
And
before
Steve
that,
wants to do something.
Before that,
I wrapped it up perfectly. Let's continue.
I had one more question.
Show was done.
No, I had one more question. What's your name?
Trevor.
Trevor, is today your birthday?
Yes, it is.
Oh, happy birthday to you.
Turn that mic down.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, dear Trev. That's him. Happy birthday to you.
The Steve Dangle Podcast. Follow the guys on Twitter at Steve_Dangle, at Adam WYLDE, and at Jesse Blake. Connection complete.